And I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. Let it be known that the best of words are in the book of Allah, and the worst of actions are the innovations in the religion. And every innovation is a misguidance, and every misguidance leads to the hellfire. May Almighty Allah protect us from hellfire. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the topic of today's khutbah: administrative and financial corruption. As we are approaching New Year, this is the end of the year 2024, and we are approaching another New Year, while our country, Nigeria, has already fallen into wrong hands. The risk of administrative and financial corruption. The more we involve in corruption, the more we risk our security system. The more we involve in corruption, the more we risk our economic system. The more we involve in corruption, the more we risk our governance system. Respected brothers and sisters in Islam, administrative corruption represents one of the main threats against development, equity, justice, and social stability. The true religion of Islam has fought corruption since the first day of the mission of Prophet Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. The religion of Islam itself is a revolution against corruption, starting from the corruption of faith, corruption of Iman, and ending with the corruption of wealth. The religion of Islam rejects any idea of bribery and all forms of corruption, and there is zero tolerance for bribery and corruption in the religion of Islam. The government of so-called Muslim ticket should abide by the good rules of Islam. Almighty Allah forbid corruption, and he said, وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. And do not spoil the land after it's good. Do not do mischief. Do not cause corruption on the earth after its reformation, after it has been set in order. This is in the glorious Quran, chapter 7, verse 56. Administrative corruption is widespread in capitalist societies, in which a group of people possesses most of the goods, mansions, and assets, and all the resources available. Corruption and bribery negatively affect the public administration and the functioning of the political system. And betrayal of trust is strictly forbidden according to Quran chapter 8 verse 71. For government in Islam is a trust. Government is amana that must be faithfully observed according to the Quran chapter 4 verse 58. Allah the Most High said, Inna Allah ya'murukum an tu'addul amanati ila ahliha. Verily Allah commands you that you should render back the trust of those whom they do. وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. And when you judge between men, between people, judge with justice. The Islamic system of governance applies many methods in fighting corruption. Example, transparency and accountability, etc. The Khalifa Umar ibn al-Khattab, when he was Khalifa, he ordered one of his governors, in the person of Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with them. He ordered him, said, take your own property and what is necessary for your living, for your own personal living, and surrender the rest to Baytul Mal, and that is public treasury. And this is one of the accountability of the religion of Islam. Amr ibn al-As, who was the governor of Egypt during the time of Khalifa Umar, he was simply ordered to hand over 1/2 of his wealth to Baytul Mal, and that is public treasury, as he had acquired goods, slaves, livestock, and so many others that he did not have before he was appointed as a governor of Egypt. In one hadith authorized by Abu Hamid as-Sa'di, may Allah be pleased with him, he said, the Prophet, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, used a man from the tribe of Al-Asdiya called Ibn al-Lutubiyya on charity. He was appointed as collector, as calculator, the man who collects zakah and share it among the Muslim Ummah. He was appointed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And when he came back, he said, this is for you. This is the wealth of zakah. And what you see aside, this is what is dedicated to me as a gift. Then the Prophet ﷺ was seated. He stand and said, فَهَلَّا جَلَسَ فِي بَيْتِ أَبِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ. Will you sit in your father's and your mother's house until your gift comes to you? It was the uniform, the appointment that was given to you. You use the appointment in collecting bribe in the name of gifts. This is in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 6578. In another hadith authorized by Abdullah ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he said, Messenger of Allah caused the briber, la'ana Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam rashi wal murtashi wal ra'ish. The Messenger of Allah caused the briber and the bribed and the one who acts as an intermediary between them. This hadith is in Sahih Ibn Hibban, hadith number 5076. Brothers and sisters in Islam, fighting official corruption also forms part of the Quranic principle and the purified sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. Sunnah of an-nahyu anil munkar, prevention of evil, which is a duty of the leader as he possesses full authority to direct the affairs of the ummah. Those in charge of community affairs. When Abu Bakr was appointed as Khalifa, he delivered his inaugural address, in which he said, Wallitu alaykum walastu bi khayrikum ila akhirih. He said, O people, I have been appointed over you, and I am not the best of you. So if I do good, help me. And if I do bad, correct me. Truthfulness is a trust, and lying is betrayal. The weak among you is strong with me until I return him his right. And the strong among you is weak with me until I retrieve what he owes, inshallah. So betrayal of trust is strictly forbidden according to Quran chapter 8 verse 71. And one of the manifestations of financial corruption is controlling public money and controlling it according to personal desires and interests, as we can see in Nigeria. Therefore, we as Nigerians, we reject the so-called tax reform bill. Tax reform bill is totally rejected by Nigerians. We are looking at it as part of corruption. Corruption contributes to other risk. And no matter how strong any government is, it cannot achieve comprehensive security for society. No matter in what position the leader may be, he can never achieve his goal. Rather, the system of Islam that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought to humanity. In Islam, the people are governed by a system which was revealed by Allah, which they cannot modify or replace, whatever the condition may be. Allah the Most High has put in place legislation that is capable of achieving the security of religion, lives, dignity, wealth, etc. Allah the Most High said, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ الَّذِي أَطَعَمَهُم مِّن جُوءٍ وَآمَنَهُم مِّن خَوْفٍ. So let them worship Allah, the Lord of this house, the Lord of Kaaba, He who has fed them against hunger and made them safe from fear. We are calling on the federal government to be sincere in fighting corruption and to stay away from selective and compromises when it comes to dealing with the enemies of progress in our dear country. May Almighty Allah protect our country from evils and evildoers. ‘Yan uwa masu daraja, abinda huɗuba za ta yi bayani a yau, waiwaye